towering wall of water exploded down Taylor Creek, slammed into I-15, and surged across the highway. I've explored over 50 different slot canyons in Utah. Flash floods are not common, but they are always something to be aware of. Here's 3 short stories that illustrate the dangers of flash floods in Utah.
Welcome to the spellbinding slot canyons of southern Utah. I'm in Zion National Park, where there are a lot of slot canyons throughout this whole region that surrounds the national park. There are probably more slot canyons in this region than almost anywhere in the world. So it's a place that thousands of people come to just to experience. They'll come to scramble through the canyons. Some will come to rappel down into the canyons. But it's a spellbinding experience with these convoluted natural creations of wonder that have been carved by flash floods and wind and erosion of time. Boulders, logs, debris, and then high forced water coming down through these canyons carves these natural creations that just defy imagination. I'm standing here on the east side of Zion National Park, and I'm in a place that there are stair-stepping pools of water that come down this shallow, dished-out canyon. It's a sandstone canyon, and when the rain comes in this area, there's nowhere for the water to go, and it builds up and collects on every nook and cranny and comes cascading down into the base of the canyon. And as it gathers, it just starts to cascade down the base, pool after pool after pool. And if it gets too heavy, it'll get down into these narrow gaps down in here, and it'll raise 20, 30, 40 feet high. It'll lodge logs up that high inside these slot canyons. It's very dangerous in there. And if you are in a slot canyon when flash floods are coming, the best thing to do is to get as high as you can, as quickly as you can. And if you can get out of the canyon, of course, get out as quick as you can. So just over the mountain from where we're standing to the south is 2 communities called Colorado City and Hilldale. They're on the border of Utah and Arizona. And it was there that a flash flood came down and wash through the community, and 2 vehicles tried to cross that wash while the water was at high levels. So high that it was very dangerous, of course, and 2 vehicles with women and children in the vehicles were caught in the flood, rolled multiple times, and all of the people, 16 people in total, I believe, passed away in that flash flood. I'm standing in Keyhole Canyon just off of Scenic Byway 9 in Zion National Park, and it was at this location in September of 2015 that 7 explorers were trying to go through this slot canyon, and just up above the slot canyon it had rained far enough away that they didn't know it was coming down, but several inches of rain came down immediately on top of the cliffs above us. It gathered so quickly that there was a 20-foot wall of water, of mud and debris and logs and rocks that came sweeping through the canyon just as they were in probably one of the most difficult parts of the short slot canyon. And so they were caught with all that mud and debris and killed.
In March 1993, as Director of Tourism for southwestern Utah, I watched a bizarre disaster unfold that made national headlines. 2 years earlier, a massive mudslide had formed a huge debris dam deep in Zion National Park's Kolob Canyons. And without warning, it burst. A towering wall of water exploded down Taylor Creek, slammed into I-15, and surged across the highway. Chaos erupted instantly. There were 4 separate crashes as terrified drivers lost control in the sudden flood. It was a very short event. Miraculously, no one was killed, but the dramatic burst of water made national news. Unfortunately, misleading headlines claimed vehicles were being swept off the road inside the national park, causing hundreds of worried travelers to cancel their trips.
These stories can weigh heavy on these canyons, but they don't define them. They illuminate our thoughts about how to experience them properly. When you go out, be careful, be prepared. Check the National Weather Service and don't go in to these slot canyons when it's raining. And also not just when it's raining right above you, but check where the clouds are and where the weather patterns are, even several miles away, so that you're in a safe experience when you come in here. So come here to enjoy a safe experience with guides especially. If you're experienced and you know how to do these things, great. But otherwise, a guided adventure is the best way to experience a slot canyon in southern Utah.